the universe as something like a fishing net with a jewel at each intersection of the mesh. And the jewel at each intersection reflects all of the others, almost like a hologram. It has its own particular identity, but it also shares in something of all of the rest of creation. I think that's one image for truth. We see a portion of it. Paul says we see in a mirror dimly. At the last, we will see face to face. We might see the whole thing. Not before then.
I guess a related question would be, how can a tradition that accepts the image of Indra's relate to a tradition that will not?
Probably not possible. But I don't think it's a whole tradition that will not. It's some members of that tradition. The world's great religions all have some ability to dialogue with the others, to see something in the others that speaks to the greater truth, which is beyond my ability to know. Thank you.
I have a couple more questions, and I think we're going to issue last. One is, going back to something we were talking about before in terms of your role as a scientist, scientific formation folks. What role do you see science playing in the future of the Episcopal Church?
Science is certainly challenging us as Christians to pay attention to the rest of creation and to notice and change our way of relating to creation, the way we use water and fuel and air, the way we grow our food, the way in which we might be better stewards of God's garden. Science is also challenging us kind of from the other end, the ways in which reproductive technology have changed our ethical conversations. We're having to discover the deeper truths about what we value in human life because of our ability almost to create it and change it.
What about other technologies of communication that seem to be altering rather fundamentally the ways in which we communicate and make you start wondering whether the congregational community is going to become a dinosaur?
Well, let me connect it to the challenges we have in the community. A lot of those challenges, I think, are related to the ability to disseminate information without incarnate presence. When we communicate without seeing the image of God in our conversation partner, we're not always honest. We don't always behave with integrity. We're not always grace-filled. Incarnate communication demands more of us. At the same time, electronic communication is a blessed tool, but one can be misused, like anything else.
Skype the answer.
It's still, we can't reach out and touch someone.
Put your hand in it.
Reveal.
That's right, exactly. Right. Talk about your heart presence. Okay, final question, and that you can wax eloquent on. What are some of the movements in the Episcopal Church that we should be watching?
The emergent church pieces, liturgical experimentation, congregational structural experimentation, the mutual ministry moves, ministry teams, the insistence that every congregation doesn't need to have a full-time paid priest, the partnerships with the ELCA, partnerships with other Christian traditions. There's more than one Episcopal church that has a rabbi on staff. the greater investment in mission, in understanding our vocation as beyond ourselves, the greater investment in connection across the globe with other incarnate communities,